Hey, what's up? AlexBeltran, your former Beverly Hills 90210 luxury real estate agent, but now, because I failed at that so miserably, I focus exclusively on investment properties. And throughout all these years, I've made several mistakes, and when it comes to real estate, the number one thing you have to realize is that all those mistakes are really lessons, and it's very important to learn from them. However, if you can cheat and just know what other mistakes people are making, why not learn off of them? In this video, I'm going to give you the 5 must-know strategies to succeed in the world of real estate investing. Number 1, know your market. This is like a non-negotiable. Every single market is different. I didn't used to believe that for the longest time, but every market is different, whether it's luxury, whether it's commercial, whether it's midterm rentals in California, in Nebraska, in Texas, in South Dakota. Every single region has their own little quirks and features. It's up to you to find out what those are and use them to your advantage. Are people moving to your area, or home prices dropping or going up? Knowing all of these things will help you in your real estate investment buy box. If it doesn't fit the criteria, don't buy it. When I'm checking out a new area, I keep it simple. I check out Zillow, Redfin, any government website that's telling you whether or not people are moving in or out, what the crime rates are in certain areas. The best schools, especially schools, focus on like the best schools because that's where everyone wants to rent. Figure out what the rental trends are, what the local developments are. Like, look, it takes like 2 years before a development is able to break ground on almost any major project. That gives you plenty of time to plan and start buying around that area. All you have to remember is that you make your profit when you buy, not when you sell. When you figure that one out, all of real estate is easy. Strategy number 2, build a network. Actually, I should have made this number 1 because this is probably the most important one out of all of them, right? And this is also what happens to be the hardest for me. Look, I'm an only child. I am very perfectly comfortable being completely by myself. I have no problem with that. I can take on big projects by myself, and I have no problem with it. However, look, real estate is a team sport. Believe me, I've tried to make this a solo mission. Hasn't worked, won't work, will never work. At a bare minimum, you need another set of eyes to look at properties for you. You need other people to be able to pick up a hammer and help you do a lot of these repairs. You can't do everything by yourself. You're gonna need an attorney to help you write, the correct documentation and paperwork and make sure that everything is compliant. You're gonna need an accountant to help you, maximize your tax return strategy, whatever the case may be. This is not a one-man sport, all right? It's not like triathlon where it's all on you, unfortunately. I wish it were different because I like being alone. With relationships comes more business opportunities, more money to be lent out, whatever the case may be, more partnerships, right? Build your network. Go to your local RIAs. They are phenomenal resources for anything that you want to do within the world of real estate. And once you've networked with a lot of people and you have maybe private lenders, hard money lenders, whatever the case may be, you're going to want to become very proficient at strategy number 3, leveraging finances wisely. Keyword, wisely. Look, the easiest way to buy real estate in the world is have cash in the bank, right? Unfortunately, that's not feasible for a lot of people, or even if you have cash in the bank, why use your own money when you can OPM other people's money? The main thing is to learn all the financing tools in your toolbox. There's always a place for traditional financing. There's always a place for creative financing. There's always a place for, seller financing, hard money loans, whatever the case may be, but know about these loans so that you know which ones to use at the appropriate times. The last thing you want to do is get a hard money loan expecting to get a 30-year mortgage out of that. That doesn't work that way. Knowing these strategies allows you to keep building your business with capital still in your bank, allowing you to grow quicker and more securely. But here's the thing, right? And we all knew this was coming. Leverage is a double-bladed sword. If you over-leverage, get over your skis, you could end up being on the hook for a lot of money, especially if the market shifts. At the end of the day, it's always about balancing risk with opportunity, right? I always happen to have cash reserves on the back end in the event of anything going wrong because something always goes wrong. A great deal with bad financing can turn into a nightmare very quickly. You don't want to be put in that tough spot. So run your numbers carefully. Be a little more conservative. In fact, find someone that is more conservative than you are and ask them for a second look at your numbers. Speaking of analyzing numbers, that is actually strategy number 4. Analyze deals like a pro, right? Underwriting, underwriting, underwriting. You do this enough times, it turns into second nature, but in the meantime, underwrite as many properties as humanly possible, at least in the beginning. Because real estate, unfortunately, is not about emotion, it's all about the numbers. Do they make sense or do they not? You need to understand key underwriting metrics like cash-on-cash returns and your overall ROI so that you can tell the difference between a good and a bad deal. It's like superpowers. Once you have this sort of muscle, I guess, that you develop, it's kind of hard to screw things up. I mean, it's still possible, right? But it's really hard to. By doing so, you gain this superpower called truth. It's hard to hide from the truth. For tools like this, you can always use Excel spreadsheets. There are like online calculators for literally every single aspect of this. Redfin, surprisingly, has lots of great calculators that help you with all this. They analyze like rent and all that good stuff. Use those. Eventually, you can pay, subscription fees to like Rentometer and all these other types of products. But in the meantime, there's a lot of great free resources out there. And look, as hard as this may be, especially in the beginning, you want your money working for you day one. You don't want it working 10, 15, 20 years down the line. Don't get me wrong, it's still great to project those numbers anyway, but those are just projections. They're not the truth. By making underwriting second nature, you avoid expensive mistakes and you stay profitable. The 2 things I love the most. Number 5, have an exit strategy. Actually, multiple exit strategies. See, this is one of those things where a lot of people know how to make things cash flow and they hold on to it for the long term, and that is great. However, you still need exit strategies. What if the market goes lean? What do you do then? What if the market stays, at a medium temperature? What happens if the market is on fire? Knowing what you're going to do with all of these different situations, or what happens if things go wrong? How do you exit that? All these things are very important questions to ask yourself, and it's all part of the exit strategy. Markets change, projects hit roadblocks, and look, sometimes things do not go according to plan. The best laid plans of mice and men, right? That's why it's always crucial to have multiple ways out of a deal and never back yourself up into an unnecessary corner. All right, an example of this could be like you originally start off thinking that you're gonna flip this property, but then the market changes, time to rent, right? At least for a little while until you're able to exit and come out profitably. Or, part of your exit strategy could be just handing the keys right back to the lender. I don't know, I'm not you, but I wanna make exit strategies that work for me always, in one way or another. If anything else, trust me, make plans for multiple situations. It prevents you from making rush decisions, because once the dust clears, you're gonna be kicking yourself when you realize, damn it, I should have done XYZ instead of ABC, right? Talk to any real estate investor. Once the dust settles, clarity ensues. And we all have a story about that. There you go, that's it. Real estate is simple, but not easy. By learning from your mistakes, by making multiple exit strategies, by knowing your market, by everything else that I just talked about. You make yourself a very formidable real estate investor. Believe me, the bar is very low. Attend your local RIA. This isn't a diss on anybody, but very quickly you realize, oh, there aren't that many real estate investors out there. Cool. More real estate deals for me. All right, that's it. If you found this video informative, hit that like button or that dislike button. It doesn't matter to me. As long as you interact with the video, comment down below anything else that I might have missed. Or don't comment down below. Just tell me that my hair looks ugly or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just interact with the video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.